Hey Gators and sports fans, get all your Gator talk, news, analysis, and opinions on the Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning podcast. Find us on your favorite podcast platform or watch us on Facebook Live between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. every weekday. Pod Up, because we are Gator fans. So say it's great to be a Florida Gator.
Good morning and welcome to a Wednesday edition of Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning from the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. If you missed it last night, Gators go down, lose by one. Had to lead, foul a bad foul on a three-point shooter. He knocks down all three, and the Gators don't convert on the last possession of the game. And it's a bad loss to the Aggies. They got to win at least 3 or 4 of the next. I think they got 6 more games. They got to make the tournament, in my opinion. So, anyway, it is what it is. It was a bad basketball game, but 2 bad teams. Not real good basketball at all. If you wanted to watch good basketball, you could have flipped over to the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence, Rhode Island, with Nova and Providence, 2 really good basketball teams. But let's go to the Titan MR hotline. Don't forget, we got JC here in just a second. We'll have Trent Whittemore with Jordan Pouncey, and that will be the Whittemore Words of Wisdom. What does he call his segment?
Wednesday.
Weekly Word with Whit.
Weekly. Okay.
And
all right.
So anyway, good morning, JC. You're on the Titan MR hotline. What's happening?
Yeah. Well, you could also throw a Wednesday in there. It could be Whittemore's Wednesdays Weekly or Weekly Wednesday Wisdom. Yeah. Listen, I don't know. If you wanted to watch another good basketball game, you could have, you could definitely have watched that Providence game. But even a team like Penn State, who has, who's middle of the road to lower end Big Ten, plays hard and beat Michigan State last night. So that was an upset, if you want to call it one. Tennessee just blowing out Kentucky surprised me a little bit of redemption for what Kentucky did to them a month or so ago. And if you're losing 9 straight games, all you need is Florida to roll into your barn, and your winning streak or your losing streak could come to an end. Texas A&M is playing about as bad basketball as anyone in the conference, and Florida couldn't get it done on the road. So it is getting to where I think you're right. They've got, and unfortunately the schedule doesn't work very well. You've got Auburn and Arkansas coming up next, and those are 2 of the 3 best teams in the league, or 4. So obviously, we know Auburn is. I think Arkansas is definitely one of the 4 best. So, or 5. So this is the challenge for Florida. If they're going to play the postseason that matters, they've got to start winning some of these games against these good teams.
Andy says Niles Lane is the Kyle Trask of basketball. Now that we discovered him, he should be playing 30-plus minutes a game, great on both ends of the court, and doesn't look to score every time he touches the ball. Yeah, he's a good player. He's a really good player, actually. I don't know what kind of offensive skills he has, but defensively he's outstanding. We're just not a very good basketball team.
Offensively,
I don't know how else to put it. I don't know what's going to happen with the basketball program. But I mean, A&M, they're a bad team, and they'd lost 8 in a row, I know, but they've played some close games. They play tough. They're very similar to us. They have trouble scoring the ball. If you can't score, you can't win.
Yeah,
in any sport, right? Isn't that a classic statement?
29% from the floor, bro. They had 6 points way past the midway point of the first half. They did hit 82% of their free throws, but A&M got 17 points off turnovers. And when you turn it over and when you can't shoot, you lose. So it's pretty simple.
Well, having said all that, they should have won the game if we don't make a crazy foul on a 3-point shooter.
That just shows you how bad A&M is. I mean, A&M was playing good basketball, but then they went on a 9-game losing streak. So, you just said, I don't know what's going to happen to the basketball program. Well, what did you mean by that, the basketball program?
No, I'm just saying that I mean, I obviously everybody has not been happy with Mike White. I get it. I thought these transfers coming in would make a difference. But they just, I don't know what it is. They played well early in the year. Obviously, injuries have affected this team. I don't know. It's crazy because I think Castleton's a really good player, but I feel like this team's better when he's not on the court.
It's almost without him, yeah.
If that makes any sense.
It does make sense. And I think we saw that in the last 3 weeks, didn't we? And I agree with you. He is a good player, and I think you do need him. But it did feel like they were more effective when he was not playing. And, I think you got to play him. Obviously, 15 points, 15 rebounds. He's important. Somehow, though, they made up for it and played better, I think, before he got back. But it's not over. I mean, it's not over. Don't give up the hope yet. 16-10, 7th in the league, and some huge opportunities with Auburn and Arkansas. Those are bad matchups. I'm sorry, they are bad matchups. I don't care where you play them. And so that's what's coming here. At least it's home. At least they are home games, QB. But
yeah, and anything can happen in college basketball. We saw it last night. Penn State beats a ranked Michigan State.
Yeah.
I mean, it just happens.
That's right.
John says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Metal Law, Gator softball defeated JU 13-1 last night. They play here tonight. Over the last 2 games, Florida has outscored their opponents 25-1. Reagan Walsh had 6 RBIs yesterday. He says that has to be some kind of a record for a freshman. Could be.
They're great. This is what I call the preseason, basically, because we all know that the SEC is the best conference in softball. So when we get to that, we'll see some much better games. But Florida will do what Florida does.
JC, you better go ahead and purchase your SEC tournaments, softball tournament tickets.
Oh, right. Well, I you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send a text. And I'm going to ask for advice on what I need to do for that because I plan on being there. And
you're going to be at every game? Are you going to be at every game?
Yeah, actually, I want to watch the other teams too. I want to see what Kentucky looks like and what Tennessee looks like and so forth. But I think you know who I'm going to text, and we're going to text, and we're going to get into that well in advance because when is that, May or something? So end of May. So yeah. I'm really thrilled about that. I mean, we talked about this 5 years ago, QB, 6 years ago. Like, we would love to have the SEC tournament here, but the yard is just too small and obsolete, and they did something about it finally, and now he gets to host it. So he deserves that. He should host it. They are they and Alabama are the 2 gold standards in the conference in softball. They are.
Yeah, Alabama is loaded this year. Alan says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Metal Law, the Daytona 500s this weekend. The Super Bowl of NASCAR. You going, JC?
I love that they call it the Super Bowl of NASCAR, and I still don't know who's. I know so little about this. I know more about British literature than I do about the Daytona 500. I know there's a guy named Joey Logano who's going to run. Do the Bush brothers still? Does Brett Bodine still in this thing?
He might.
What about QB? We should do our little auto racing. I think one of the most popular segments of our old radio show is when we picked auto drive racers. The phones went crazy. I got AJ Allmendinger. I got, and it just, it was the most, and you and I were like 2 idiots at a bus station trying to figure out where to go. And we just pulled it off somehow. It's pretty amazing. It was radio magic, if you remember.
Yeah. So that is this weekend. I know several people going. I know my kid's going, believe it or not. His favorite driver is, I can't think of his name right now. He drives the 9 car. He drives the 9 car, believe it or not. And it's not Casey Kane used to drive it. The new God, I can't believe it.
I'll tell you,
too many concussions.
When I saw Ryan Newman go upside down for about a quarter of a mile on fire, that kind of opened my eyes to this whole thing. I know going is a thrill and so forth, but I'm not going to watch it on TV. I'll watch the last 10 laps. Probably is what I'll do.
Oh, it's Chase Elliott. That's who it is. I knew it was Chase Elliott. All right, real quick on Facebook Live. Yeah, thanks, Alan. I couldn't think. I knew it used to be Casey Kane.
Good job.
Chris says, can you guys believe tennis? All right, let me go find it here.
Tennis?
Can you believe that you guys at tennis may not let Djokovic play any more tournaments because he isn't vaccinated?
Well, he said that he would not go and play in the majors where they require that. So that could be the French Open. It will not be Wimbledon, but it could be the French Open. And who knows what the lunatics in New York are going to do for the U.S. Open. But I think in Britain, he's clear to go at Wimbledon. But in Paris, at the French, he may not. So that's his choice. And, to me, without the best player in the world there, I don't know what you're watching. I mean, I guess you're watching some great players for sure, but the best guy isn't there. He is the best. So if he doesn't play.
So John says here, getting to our This Day in Sports, I'll go ahead and do that because we're going to do two of them because John had one that I picked, but I have another one as well. This Day in Sports brought to you by our good friends at Comfort Temp. Comfort is our business. Peace of mind is our promise. Mm-hmm. Comfort Temp's now hiring with all levels of experience, $1,000 signing bonus for qualified positions. Give them a call, 352-376-2366. This Day in Sports, John says, on this day, the Browns fired Bill Belichick 26 years ago. How'd that move work out for Cleveland?
And how did it work out for everyone else? Okay. What else happened? Oh, so that was
that was John's. I had that one, but I got a backup one since John said that one because I knew you would like this one, JC.
Good one, John. In
1991, U.S. female figure skating championship was won by Tanya Harding.
Oh, really?
And then what? Like a week later, Nancy Kerrigan came with a lead pipe, or which way was it? Who went after who? I can't remember.
You really are having some brain issues. So Tanya hired some goons to whack Nancy Kerrigan.
Why? But she won. Or was that from the Olympics?
This is for the Olympics, right? That was the. Remember, and poor Nancy was crying, why? And and it was one of the most famous moments in sports history. I mean, it wasn't even. She
hired a dude with a lead pipe, right?
And there were two of them. So,
wow.
When you think about it now, it almost makes you laugh. But back then, it was the biggest story in the news media for weeks on end. And Tanya, I didn't do that. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, God.
That's crazy, isn't it? That's crazy. All right, on the Titan MR text line, we have a text from Daryl. Daryl says, I basically gave up on the Gators basketball season. I sat in my recliner last night and said to myself, they're not going to win this game. So I can see an NIT bid, which means not invited tournament. Yeah, I think you're on to something there, Daryl.
Yeah.
They played so bad and had the game won with the lead. And I think it was Flanders Fleming went just charging at that three-point shooter.
I don't know.
He knocks down all three. So.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Tough loss, man. Tough loss, even though they really didn't play well enough to deserve to win, but they should have won, I guess is what you could say. QB, so a lot of discussion since the Super Bowl on Sports Talk Radio about Matt Stafford and his, credentials and whether or not he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Do you have an opinion on that? Because I certainly do.
I'll be honest with you. I've given it no thought, and I don't know why anybody gives a damn right now. The guy, it's not like he's retiring.
No, but it is. I don't know why they give a damn, but it seems to be for some reason, a big controversy on. I mean, they had it on PTI. Wilbon says, hell no. Then you got Adam Shine, who's one of the biggest NFL talk show hosts on Sirius Satellite Radio, saying absolutely he does. And I tend to agree with Adam Shine. And the reason is because certainly you have Dan Marino, you have Peyton Manning, you will have Tom Brady, why would he have to wait 5 years? And then you have, Johnny Unitas and John Elway. And that is a certain tier of Hall of Fame quarterbacks. But then you have Kurt Warner, Joe Namath, you have Warren Moon, you have Dan Fouts, and Matt Stafford is absolutely in that class. So I would
agree
say
with that.
So if you're going to put those guys in the Hall of Fame, I don't know how you can put the guy who with the 12th most passing yards in NFL history, which is around 50,000 right now, with plenty of years still left to play, not in the Hall of Fame. He is going to be in the Hall of Fame.
No, I agree. After hearing all of that, but my point is, I don't know why people care, and I don't think Matt Stafford cares at this point because he has a chance to win multiple Super Bowls. I mean, he's on a really good team with a really good coach, and he's still young. He's only, 35, 36?
Yeah, he's 33. And
33, yeah.
So, yeah, and the thing is, QB, is that, the other conversation surrounds Aaron Donald and Sean McVay about retiring or leaving in the business. And McVay, I think, would be more inclined to maybe do other things because he's being offered like $15 million to do Monday Night Football. And he's only 30. He's been offered by the networks. He is in heavy demand by the networks. And on top of that, he is young. He has said it multiple times that he wants to start a family and have children and do things like this. So, coaching the Rams is not conducive to that unless the wife wants to just take the full reign. And that's what many of them do, right? But
pro coaching is totally different than being a head coach in college football. It's so much. I don't want to. Easier is not the right word to describe it, because you don't have to recruit, JC.
I know, but it's still time consumption, dude. You're still working every day, every single day, and so I don't know about that. And Aaron Donald, I can't imagine him retiring on top like this after just 8 years. But when your body is on the inside and you're not edge rushing and you're going through there, I think it is harder. And I think, after 8 years of doing that, maybe he is thinking about it. But I would tend to think he's going to play a couple more years.
Well, I don't want to see Sean. I think the world of Sean McVay. I think, I hate seeing when guys, I don't want to say are wasted, but they're when you have a gift, and it's a gift of play calling, and then you don't use it. I feel like it's a waste. You know what I'm saying? And he has a gift of scheming and play calling.
Well, Sean,
a lot of people don't, but he does.
Well, Sean Payton is one of those.
Sean Payton's the same way. I can see Sean Payton because of his age.
He's old.
And how long he's coached. I can see him going into the booth, but I hate to see Sean McVay even do that. John says, what are our thoughts about what's going on in Arizona with Kyler Murray? I only know little bits and pieces of it.
Well, they have said that Kyler Murray, and nobody knows because we're not on the sideline. We don't know. But have you ever seen the guy smile? Have you ever seen him rally the guys? He seems very pouty. He seems to me as a guy that hangs his head a lot when you watch him. And I don't know, but every time I see him, I just get the impression that he's not leading from ahead. He's trying to pull up from behind, and he seems pouty to me. He wants to blame, the coach or the players for not doing this. I don't know. To me, I think if he's going to try to pull another Deshaun Watson and say, well, I'm not going to play in Arizona, or if I don't get my way, I'm not going to play, I think that doesn't look good. And I don't know who would say, well, sure, come play for us if that's the kind of guy you are. So I don't really know.
I haven't followed the situation closely, but
well, don't you notice though that when he plays, he's always he just doesn't seem to be very rah-rah. I don't know. Maybe that's not the right word.
He doesn't take the blame when things go bad, is what you're trying to say.
Something like that. I mean, and I do think, and QB, I do think not having Hopkins affected them badly. They need
but a lot of times as a quarterback, when you're not winning or you don't play well, you have to take responsibility of that. Right. It's the old saying, quarterback gets way too much credit when things go well. Quarterback gets too much blame when things go bad. But it just is part of the job description. Wrap Spots Expanding, folks. Check them out at their second location in the heart of Gainesville at 1931 North Main Street. Wrap Spots teamed up with Vibrant Vinyl Works to offer color change wraps, advertising wraps, custom striping, hood wraps, and wall wraps. Go check them out. JC's going today to take off his LA Rams and put on his Boston Celtics clothing on the back of the hood.
I mean, did you see what they did to the Sixers last night? I mean, that was criminal. That was a crime, bro. They are winning. They have won 9 straight, okay? They've won 9 straight. And I'm not a big NBA follower at this juncture right now because we're not near the playoffs. But they're about to win 10 straight after they beat the 12-45 Detroit Pistons. So, or 10 straight, excuse me. And they'll score 130 points or 125 if they want to. I don't know. They're just loading the scoreboard right now. It's kind of fun. But yeah.
All right, so we're going to do our Peach Lane Dentistry golf picks here in just a second, JC, and then we'll have the Wednesday's Weekly Word with Trent Whittemore and Jordan Pouncey. And tomorrow's program will be Brent Beard talking college football, giving us updates what's going on around the country. We'll also have our Baker Sporting Goods High School Roundup. Friday, we'll have JC. We'll do some other picks, and then we'll have Kelly Ray Finley, the head basketball coach.
Kelly Ray, you got Kelly Ray on there?
That's how we roll, JC. That's how
Kelly Ray. Kelly Ray is the hottest name at the University of Florida right now, maybe even more so than Billy Napier, because this lady is is, all you do is you wake up in the morning, you ask, who did the Lady Gators beat last night, or something like that. You do ask that.
They play Thursday, so hopefully they win when she coming on Friday.
Well, look, they put one on Auburn. They have won. I don't know what their streak is, but you and Kelly Ray need to get all that hashed out because that's exciting. And then ask her, hey, listen, do you want to be the head coach here? That's the question.
Is that what I should ask her?
If you don't ask her that, I'm going to be very disappointed in you. But say, hey, do you want to be the head coach here, or does he keep the interim?
Or the coach of the Houston Mystics or whatever, the LA Liberty or New York Liberty. John says here on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law, I'm shocked that JC isn't wearing Mississippi State baseball today. Doesn't he know it's opening weekend?
Yeah. That's great question, and I appreciate that. Certainly, I think, February right now, I'm not thinking of baseball, but they are the defending national champions. It is great. Florida will be playing there in May. So, folks, if you want to go see one of the best the best atmosphere in college baseball, assuming that they're very good at that time, and they should be, then you want to go and book your hotel soon. The Microtel, by the way, on Highway 11 is a great venue to get to the ballpark. The Microtel. Look up the Microtel. There should be enough rooms there. But it's right by a Shell gas station for your rental car. But I think that is something you'd want to do. The Gators will be there for 3 games in May. It'll be hot. It'll be sweaty. It'll be cooking. It'll be frying.
But they will feed you and give you plenty of drinks in the outfield, even if you're for the other team. You won't want to leave. You might say to yourself, "This is as good as any football tailgate I've ever been," and you probably will say that. So it's an experience, man. Make your plans, Gator fans. Make your plans, Gator fans. Get up to Mississippi State and go watch that. Because you know what? They're good fans. They're nice fans. If it's a good series and they appreciate the way Florida plays it, it's a good, tight series. They will applaud the Gators too. They're good baseball fans, and every team from the Pac-12 or whatever conference, Big 12, that comes down, especially the ones from the north that come down and play in Starkville, always comment on how hospitable and how much fun it was to play in that environment as a college baseball student athlete. And so I think you can't go wrong. Make your plans, Gator fans. Yep, and Gator baseball starts Friday night. You got the Liberty Flames in town. Coach Billy Napier will throw out the first. JC, have you thrown out a first pitch at any event before? Yeah, I cannot believe Tim Walton has not asked me to do that yet. I can't either. But do you think Coach Napier is going to be nervous when he gets up there? You think he's going to actually get on the mound, or is he going to go in the front in the grass in front of the mound? I think he's going to throw a bullet in there for a strike. I don't think he'll be nervous at all. I think he'll just zing it right. Have you ever seen like somebody that throws a first pitch literally 85, 90 mile an hour at the catcher? Wouldn't that be great? I have seen that, and I've also seen people throw it about 50 feet, 10 feet short, or 10 feet over the catcher's head. I tell you what, if I were going to do that, I would be in the backyard practicing, because I haven't thrown a baseball probably as long as it's been since you've thrown a baseball. So I would say I need to practice. I threw a bunch of baseballs my son's senior year. I actually helped the coach throw BP because I can throw BP all day. Yeah, and I can pinpoint where you want it. So, but the next day my arm was killing me. But during that time it wasn't. So, all right, JC, let's get to our Peachland Dentistry, Gator Nation's #1 choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte and surrounding areas. Visit them at peachlanddental.com. It's time for our PGA Tour golf picks. Right. And they are out at Riviera, which is one of the hardest and best golf courses on tour. Good one. Yeah. The 18th hole is tremendous. The 17th is as well. JC, you actually picked the winner last week. I did. You had a kid. One of your guys did not make the cut. The other one played pretty well. I had 2 top 10 finishers, and my other guy was kind of middle of the pack. So you go ahead and pick first. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. So for this taking Scheffler last week, I will let you take him this week if you'd like. I'm going to go with a name that I think we haven't heard much of here recently, but who's about to make his name for the early part of the season here very shortly as he gets ready for the Masters, and that would be one Colin Morikawa, and I'm taking him. He hasn't played in a while. There was talk about him going to that crazy Saudi tour, but he's not. We're gonna pick 4 golfers. I'm gonna pick one big name guy, and I actually have 3 kind of middle of the pack guys, just because I think it makes it more fun.
It does.
Obviously, I'm gonna take another California guy because he is a cash. If they ever had and they may do this, if you could wager on who's going to be in the top 10 every week, this guy, Danner Schauffele, he's going to be in the top 10.
I mean, as much as the sun is rising from the east, that Shane's taking Xander Schauffele. I'm going to take a guy that's been playing very well here lately. I hope he's got enough gas in the tank because this will be his 3rd or 4th straight week of playing, but he plays well out there, and that would be one Bubba Watson. I like Bubba Watson's game right now. I think he's playing very consistently. He's got his putter back. Look at Bubba Watson in this deal. Bubba Watson.
All right, I'm going to take Tom Hoagie.
Yeah, he's been good, man. He's been good out there. Funny thing is they'll be really good out there, and then we won't hear from them again for a long time. But yeah,
they have trouble with Bermuda grass. Some guys do.
Yeah, no. Okay, so now we want to dig into the field a little bit without going with the same names all the time, even though you take Schauffele. I'm going to take Cameron Tringali.
Tringali, all right.
Yeah, Tringali. So Morikawa, Watson, and Tringali so far for all
right, I'm going to take Alex Noren.
He had a good finish last week. Yeah, you like Alex Noren, huh? All right.
You got one more pick.
I got Charles Schwartzel. Charles Schwartzel from Zimbabwe or wherever, South Africa.
Yep, and I'm going to take Sunjay M.
Yeah, it wouldn't be right if you didn't have a Korean, right? I mean,
them damn Koreans can play some golf now.
Okay, all right. Hey, about our man?
I can't remember if it was him or Ben An or one of those other guys, one of the other Koreans, but they had more birdies than anybody on tour, I think, last year.
Yeah. And how about our guy Sahith Theegala? I really hope he keeps it going, man. I want to see him get up in the money list. So
he's playing this week.
You think he'll move out of mom and dad's house before the Masters after that big paycheck you just got?
Nah, no reason to.
That's right.
play a whole year and stay with mom and dad.
He can save a lot of money doing that. Yeah, that's good for him. He can fly commercial too, by the way. That'll save him a lot of money too.
John says on Facebook Live, he is still waiting on Billy Napier to join the program and talk about the identity phase. We'll get Coach on eventually. I think we need to let Coach worry about the organization and the program over there, and not worry about coming on my program right now.
Well, what is the identity phase? Well, I don't know.
He's got like 8 phases. It's 8 phases throughout the course of the year, and they've already done phase 1, which I forgot what it's called. Phase 2 is called identity. It's part of the program. I mean,
cool. All right, whatever it takes, man. Get Florida on the board. I looked at the schedule yesterday, real quick, QB. I looked at the schedule yesterday, man. You got some toughies coming this year. I mean, some toughies. Yeah. The first 4 games, first 3 out of the first 4 games are no cakewalks at all. So Utah, Kentucky, and Tennessee to start it off. Ooh, at Tennessee. So, ooh.
Yeah, so we shall see. Should be fun. I know people are excited. Right. The spring game, I think they announced is like April 16th.
What if the Gators just beat Utah like 42-17?
I've already told you, I believe the Gators will be – Utah will come in here probably ranked 7th in America.
It'll be highly ranked.
I'm telling you right now, Florida will be favored over them.
I hope it's an afternoon game because those Utes will sweat and die in this place. It's dry out there. So
it'll probably be –
it'll be 90 degrees.
I'm trying to think what time you think it'll be. It won't be – you think it'll be a noon game? If I'm Billy Napier, I asked to have a noon game.
Well, that would make it 7 or 9, 10 o'clock a.m. on their body clocks out there.
That's why I said that. Because it's not going to be 3:30 because CBS hasn't started their coverage yet.
No, it'll be either a 4:30, a 7:30, or a 12. It'll be an early, or it'll be a 4:30 or 7:30 game. I don't know if the fans want to have a 12 o'clock game for the season.
I'm just not from a fan standpoint. I'm thinking of an advantage standpoint.
Well, I plan on it being a 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock game. I bet you that's what it is. Yeah.
All right. So phase 1 of the plan is called the foundation phase, JC.
Indeed. How many phases do we have, QB?
8, I told you.
Oh, I'm sorry. 8. Yeah.
Lauren said it's already been said it's a night game. He thinks so.
6:30, 6:37, something like that. Yeah, that makes sense. It's going to be so damn hot, dude. That will give some fans a little relief for sure. Yeah.
All right, so here we go, JC. We're gonna shift over to a guy that knows about the identity phase, and that would be Trent Whittemore. We're gonna have he and Jordan Pouncey join us here after the break. All right, JC.
See you Friday.
Have a good day, my man. That's JC. Join us on the Titan MR Hotline. Going to come back. We'll be joined by Trent Whittemore and Jordan Pouncey. You're watching and listening to Pod Up Matthews in the Morning.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, won't back down. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. Our Gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, South State Bank, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co. Some of our touchdown sponsors are MB Listing, McDonald's of Gainesville, My IT Masters, Gainesville Neon and Signs, 84 Lumber, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Avra and Smith, Dowling Signs, Baker's Sporting Goods, Ruse Ogra Agent, State Farm Insurance, Silver Cube Billiards and Sports Bar. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit potupwithshane.com and click the advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Gator Nation, what's up? We're back for another Weekly Word with Whit, part 2 here. Appreciate y'all tuning in last week to listen to what Jeremy Crawshaw had to say. For part 2, we have Jordan Pouncey, Florida Gator receiver, here with me today. Jordan, how we doing?
Good, man. Last semester, about to graduate this semester, so.
Hey, in a good mindset all the time then, huh?
Yeah, I'm in 2 classes, so life is kind of easy right now, I'm not going to lie.
I feel you. So let's just start off with just where you're from, hometown, that type of stuff.
Born and raised in Winter Park, Florida. It's like a small suburb on the northeast side of Orlando. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's my stomping grounds.
I got you. I know you spent some time at Montverde Academy. Was it freshman and sophomore year of high school, or just sophomore year?
That was my freshman and sophomore year. I started like the summer after my 8th grade year. I did summer school and like summer training there, and was there through my sophomore football season. It was really cool. I got to like meet some pretty interesting people. Like I lived in the dorms with like people from like 100 different countries around the world. I lived with Ben Simmons and D'Angelo Russell, which was like crazy to think about, but it was a cool experience. So I'm glad that I had that experience. But after my sophomore year, I transferred to Winter Park High School and kind of finished my time there.
Yeah. At Winter Park, what are y'all, 6A, 7A?
We're 8A.
8A. Gotcha.
Big boys.
How was your high school football experience there? Do you look back on that with a lot of good memories, or what? Yeah,
so like I said, I was born and raised in Winter Park, so like pretty much my whole life I wanted to be a football player at Winter Park High School. That was like my dream.
Yeah.
So like getting to do that and play in front of Winter Park every Friday night was like a dream come true, and I definitely have a lot of fond memories looking back on that. So
yeah, it's kind of funny how like I remember as a kid, like when I'm little, all I wanted to do was play middle school ball. You know what I'm saying? And then like after that, like high school ball is like all you can think about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's the dream, and then all of a sudden college is a dream, and then the league's a dream. Yeah. It's kind of funny how that evolved, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit on the story of how you got recruited. I know you ended up at Texas. How was that? Was that you were committed for a long time type deal, or is that like kind of last second before signing day? Take me through that.
So I got in the spring of my junior year is when I got like pretty much all of my offers. And then in the summer going into my senior year, it was in like June, I committed to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And I was committed to Notre Dame all through my senior football season.
Was that Brian Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the year they went 4-8. And my position coach left, my area recruiter left. So I decommitted and I was kind of like in limbo.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know where I was going. This was like in December.
Mm-hmm.
So Tom Herman had just got hired at Texas, and Miami also offered me. So in January, I took 3 visits, like back to back to back, leading up to signing day.
Yeah.
So the first
was this before early signing day was a thing?
Yeah. My graduating class was the last class to not have the early signing day.
I got you.
So like the first 3 weekends, I went to Miami, and I went to Texas, and I went to Tennessee.
Yeah.
And after my visit at Texas, I was like, you know, I had a ball at Miami. They, you know, kind of rolled out the red carpet and everything. But when I went to Texas, it was just like a completely different feeling. Like I felt like I was home. So I ended up signing there, and I was there for 2.5 seasons, 3 seasons basically.
Gotcha.
So from 17 to 19, and then I don't know, just kind of I was missing a lot back home, and you know I'm a mama's boy and miss my mom. So
understandable.
But yeah, so I decided to come back to Florida, and you know we're only an hour and a half away. So
yeah,
that's
awesome. Is it true what they say? Is everything bigger in Texas, or what? How was it out there?
There is a lot of big things in Texas. That is very true.
Uh-huh.
It's like, it's just a different, I feel like Texas it's a mindset. Like, you know what I mean? The people there are very different than.
Did it change your mindset? Were you, like at any point, you're like, yeah, like don't mess with Texas, like that's me? Or were you all like, nah, I'm from Florida?
I feel like I was always kind of the token Florida boy, and you know,
yeah,
I was very different than a lot of the people. But
I mean, I know you like the cowboy hats, like you wear that, like that's your style. Like when we do gator walk and everything, do you feel like you took that from Texas, or was that always in you, and Texas just brought it out type deal?
It was definitely always in me. I remember as a little kid, I would always surf the internet, like looking at boots and stuff, but it just wasn't like something that we did. But then when I got to Texas, I was getting money from the scholarship checks and stuff like that. So I finally was able to like buy my own clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
So it definitely brought it out of me. And
I mean, I feel like Florida, we're an underrated state though. Like we are, you know, old Florida Crackers, like old Florida Cowboys. Like that is here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like a lot of people don't know that, but like
exactly.
I mean, me and you go to that Dan Newland, the Toby Keith concert.
Yeah,
we're like it's like 40,000 deep. You know what I'm saying? In Orlando. And people don't know that those people are out there, but I mean we are. You know what I'm saying?
There's definitely like a cowboy country culture in Florida that people, especially like since I'm from Orlando, people think of like Disney World and stuff, but like on the outskirts of Orlando, it can get pretty country and stuff like that.
For sure. Your brother is also at Florida, Ethan. Did that play a big role in you coming back, or at least transferring here, knowing that? What happened first? Did he commit here, then you transferred here? Was it a plan, like kind of for a couple months?
Yeah, it was definitely something in the works. Like when it was like after like the 3rd or 4th game, I was just like in a really like kind of dark place mentally, and I was like, you know, I don't really know how much longer I want to be here at Texas.
Yeah. And
he was committed to Texas at the time, and I was like, look, I want to be closer to home. We should go closer to home. And he was like, yeah, like we should go to Florida. And we were like, all right. So we flipped to Florida, and that was kind of the deal. We kind of like agreed on that. So
cool experience to have with your brother, though.
Yeah, it was like, I remember the day, like when they announced that I put my name in the transfer portal, like he decommitted at the same time. So it was like a big deal.
That's a cool deal. Yeah, I remember, you know, some of my best memories are playing with my brother just in high school. You know what I'm saying? Even to this day. No, it's just something special about doing it with family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, We'll put a pause. We'll go to halftime. This is kind of hopefully a fan favorite type segment. So I just want your one-word answers, and we'll roll along.
All right.
Let's go Chick-fil-A or Zaxby's.
Chick-fil-A.
Really? Okay. State to live in when you're older would be what?
Oh, Florida or Texas.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Keep it with what you know, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Animal you fear the most?
Frogs.
Frogs?
I hate frogs, bro. I cannot touch frogs.
Okay. Animal you see yourself as, like when you were little, like you were like, I'm a, you know what I'm saying? Like
An orca.
an orca?
I love orcas.
Wow.
That's my
Wow.
favorite animal.
You know they're like the most like, or should be like the most feared animal in the sea.
Yeah. They don't like. I'm about to school you on orcas. So
I know a lot, but
they
tell
don't
me.
they don't like attack humans in the wild. They only do that in captivity. Like, have you ever seen the movie Blackfish?
I have not.
It's like about SeaWorld and all that stuff with the orcas, but
Oh, okay.
that's like one of my favorite movies because it's about orcas. But yeah, like they're like really docile creatures and they're so like smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they're basically a large dolphin,
Yeah.
not a whale. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's exactly. But their brains are so complex. It's like,
Yeah. Biology lesson with Pouncey there. Appreciate that, man. Where were we? Oh, do you ever pick your nose when no one's watching?
all the time.
I do the same.
All the time.
I think like pick and flick is like really legal, like in all 50 states, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think if somebody ever says I don't pick my nose, you're lying because you have to pick your nose.
Correct.
Sometimes.
Yeah, like you definitely do. Like,
yeah.
I think it's actually kind of convenient. Jordan or LeBron?
I'm gonna say. I think Michael Jordan is just. He set some unprecedented. Like, you can't mess with like his mindset. Like, there's so many quotes that he has.
Yeah,
and like,
he's legendary, is what you're saying.
yeah.
But who's a better basketball player? Give me that.
I think Michael Jordan is a better basketball player. I think LeBron is just like a freak athlete. Like he's like 6'8".
I would have to disagree, but I hear where you're coming from.
Yeah. I just like Jordan. I like the way he plays. Like his competitive spirit is like on another level.
Correct. What is the most memorable athlete you have growing up that you watch? Not someone that you like read about, but someone you actually watched when you were younger that you said like, hey, I want to be like him.
That's what I remember watching, like Randy Moss, like kind of like on the back end of his career.
Yeah,
and that was like really
like when he was with the Pats.
Yeah, that was super cool to watch. And honestly, like as much as because I'm a big Dolphins fan, so like watching Tom Brady, like it was so admirable how much and how long he played in the league and at like such a high level. Like that's very impressive. Yeah, but yeah, like I don't think, at least in my lifetime, I don't think there will ever be another quarterback like Brady.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I was actually just thinking to myself the other day, you know, my entire life I've gone home, or January I've watched Brady play in the playoffs, and in the summer I've watched LeBron like usually make the finals. And I just thought like how cool is that where we're in that era, like as we kind of came up through our teens, that we had two like real guys who have argument. One is undisputed probably the greatest football player of all time. Yeah. Another one has an argument to be the greatest basketball player of all time. That's pretty cool to be able to watch them. Yeah. As we kind of came up, that was cool for me at least to think about. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to some football stuff. Blocked punt this year in Death Valley. Take me through that cool moment in your career.
Yeah, man, that was. I didn't even know it was gonna happen. Honestly, like. So we are going out there. It was just a regular, Jesse James right up the middle. I wasn't supposed to block the punt.
Right. But were we even in bonsai is what we used to call rush. Were we even in bonsai or were we in hold up?
We were in hold up.
That's what I thought.
So my job was to just go and make sure the punter punted the ball. Mm-hmm. I start running back towards the shield, and I'm like, wow, I'm kind of close to the punter. I might try to reach my hand out.
Yeah.
But the guy's going to come, the shield, he's going to come out and block me.
Yeah.
The shield did not come out and block me. So my hands were out, and I just remember hearing the double thud, the doo-doo.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I just blocked that.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing the ball was like spinning all messed up.
Yeah.
And that was like, I was like, wow, that really just happened. But what was really cool about that is that my brother was the one that recovered it.
I think I did know that, but I forgot.
My brother, he was the one who came up because like there was a big scrum for the ball.
Right.
And my brother was the one that came up with it. So that was like a really cool.
That is super cool. What do you have as you this is your last year of college football, correct?
6th year, man.
6th year.
Yeah.
What is your goal? Are you much of a goal setter? I don't know. Like I feel like personally I'm kind of just like I like to take stuff day by day. Just kind of like I'm more of like a win the day type guy than to look ahead. What's your approach towards the season and you know, what's your take on setting goals, or are you more of a day-to-day guy? How do you look at that?
I take a lot of things day by day, but with football, I just want to be a winner, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's my main concern is winning games.
Yeah.
So like, you know how a lot of coaches will tell you if the team has success, it brings personal success.
Mm-hmm.
So like I guess like my main goals for the season is to win the East and make it to Atlanta.
No doubt.
Because if you make it to Atlanta, the rest of the season will take care of itself. So
right. And I mean, if you have other goals, more than likely, I mean, with the college football playoff, it is possible to not be in Atlanta, end up in the college football playoff, but more than likely, you have to go there first to achieve whatever you have set for yourself next. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, Pounce, it was a pleasure talking with you. That is your weekly word with Whit. I do have a quick announcement. I'd like for all y'all listeners to follow me on Twitter. It's at Trent, 2 T's on the end of Trent _Whit, no caps in that. I will be tweeting out the next person I will interview, hopefully around the Wednesday afternoon time period. If not, then it'll be Thursday. I know a couple of y'all have tagged me on Twitter asking if y'all can ask questions to the next person I'll interview. To do that, you have to just shoot a text to the Titan MRI text line. The number for that is 352-353-7465. I will tweet that out as well whenever I announce the next person I will interview. If y'all have those questions in by Saturday night, I will try to get those in my interview, as many as I can. So y'all do that for me. And until next time, it's been great, Gator Nation.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, won't back down. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. Our Gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, South State Bank, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co. Some of our touchdown sponsors are Campus USA Credit Union, Adams Rib Company, Doreen Wiebe Realtor, Caldwell Banker, MM Parish, Gator Dominoes, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Wrap Spot, Okido America, Gators Dockside, Style Cuts, Big Mills Cheesesteaks. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit potupwithshane.com and click the advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Hi, Steve Spurrier here. You know, making a reservation at my restaurant is easier than a Saturday afternoon homecoming game against Vandy. You don't have to call or email. Just go to spurriers.com, hit the reservation button, pick a date, a number of guests, and a time. It's so simple, I can do it. In fact, I just did. Maybe I'll see you tonight.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. At South State Bank, they understand that small businesses need a community business partner they can rely on. South State has 4 convenient Alachua County locations. South State Bank, banking for member FDIC. I want to thank JC for joining us on the Titan Tomorrow Hotline, and I appreciate Trent Whittemore having Jordan Pouncey on. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I think he does a really good job. You get to find out some interesting information about these players. As Jordan Pouncey, he wants to be Orca. Which is quite interesting. But it's good stuff. We appreciate Trent doing that as part of his internship. But I think he's got a career. That's what he wants to do. And again, like he said on his at the end of his interview, if you got some questions, shoot them to us, and we'll get them to Trent once we find out which athlete he's going to have. He's going to have more than just football players, folks. So should be good stuff. Again, if you missed it, tomorrow is our normal schedule, Baker Sporting Goods High School Roundup, and with our college football analyst, Brent Beard. Don't forget, Friday, we're going to have Kelly Ray Finley, women's basketball coach, getting it done right now. So get your comments and questions ready for her. She'll be joining us about 8:30 on Friday morning. Gators lose last night in basketball. Softball today plays JU. Don't forget, big weekend series, opening day, Gator baseball. Hope you enjoyed Kevin O'Sullivan on yesterday. I think they got a chance to be really, really good. We got a lot of talk here about the Randy Moss comments that Jordan Pouncey said. So I forgot Jordan Pouncey blocked that punt at LSU. But I hope you enjoyed today's program, folks. We got a question here on the Titan Tomorrow Hotline. Somebody wants to know if it's MJ or LeBron for me. I'm a Jordan guy. I think guys in my era look more Jordan. I think the younger guys, obviously, they didn't get to see Jordan play. But as I think it was Pouncey or Trent said, LeBron's a freak athlete, though. At 6'8", he sometimes can just bully people with his size and strength. Jordan was, he was a good player, greatest of all time, in my opinion. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed today's program. Today's show is a wrap brought to you by Wrap Spot. We'll see you tomorrow.